Hey everyone, how are you? Jess here. I hope you guys are doing great. This is your weekly collective intuitive Reiki healing. This is for June 9th to the 15th. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to all of those who stayed till the end of my last weekly and provided feedback in the comments. And just as always, all of your resonance and your sending healing to others. I just really appreciate this small but mighty community and just everything that you guys are. So I appreciate you guys a lot. If you're new, I'm so glad that you're here. I hope you'll stay to the end just to hear some announcements about some cool things. But the way my weeklies work is I pull 3 tarot cards. It sets the tone for the healing, and then I give about a 10-minute or so Reiki healing, and intuitive messages come up in the process. I'm just starting right now by cleansing our space, yours and mine. If you're back, welcome back. I'm so glad that you found previous healing supportive. Yeah. And if you're new to Reiki, there's a detailed description of it down below in the description box. But know that it is always harmonious. It is never depleting. It will never cause harm. It will never manipulate. It has nothing to do with my energy at all. I am just a conduit, but it does have to do with your willingness to collaborate with that energy. My cards just totally freaked out on the first shuffle. Off to a great start. Off to an interesting start, I'd say. So yeah, and it's so powerful that it can be done from a distance, which is why we're together here today. I always like to give the reminder to come back and experience a healing again if you feel the call. Because if you kind of feel that pull, maybe I should watch that one again or experience it again, there's most likely a message you're ready to receive that maybe you didn't pick up on the first time, or another level to the healing that you're ready to unlock. I also want to remind you guys that I do have Zodiac season healings up. So check out the Gemini one if you haven't yet. It's a really great one. I felt a lot of power coming from that healing. So yeah, really kind of getting a little more honed in on my healings these days. So just keep your eye out. I'm trying to bring out a guided meditation once a month. I'm doing one for every new moon and full moon now. So keep your eyes for that. Continuing to do my weeklies every Monday for the collective. And then I'm going to do a zodiac sign healing. I also think I'm going to do for the solstices and for the equinoxes, I'll be doing ones for the elements. So keep your eye out for that. I know some of you have been requesting and even reaching out personally with the things that you've enjoyed. And, I let this channel, be guided by the community. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Anything else I want to say right now? No, let's get into this week. So we're going to have the full moon in 20 degrees of Sagittarius on Wednesday, the 11th. So check out where 20 degrees of Sag falls in your chart. That will be a great place in your life, aspect of your life that you could maybe focus on something to release. It feels like, now, granted, I have Scorpio placements, so I have no problem going into the depths, and I am all about transformation. So I do believe that this one is really transformative, but the reason why I say that is because it kind of feels yummy to me. And I think I'm saying that because it really feels like it's just, we're being carried along our most aligned path now. So just, if it feels uncomfortable in any way, guys, just, go with the flow, constantly take breaths, pause, ask yourself, what is this teaching me, rather than how can I escape this pain, or no, that feels too old and familiar and uncomfortable. Let's get away from that. Just kind of be curious and notice if you're getting into some of that thought process. Because if we go back to the last full moon in Scorpio, if you've been following, a lot of purging there, a lot of shedding. And we've been really integrating since then. Yeah, so it all feels very internal, although I know a lot of things are manifesting in our external as well. Let me know how, these lunar cycles have been resonating in your chart. And I will have one specifically for that full moon coming out pretty soon. So keep your eye out. The other thing I want to bring up, which is like, I'm so excited about, is that Jupiter is moving into Cancer on the 9th, on the day that this is released. And this is like a really harmonious, happy place for Jupiter to be in. Jupiter is expansive, right? And to bring it into Cancer, it's such a heart-led, heart center place to be. So that can manifest any way for anyone. But, if you're kind of nerdy like me, check out, where Cancer falls in your chart, check out where Jupiter is in terms of the houses. And we'll see, because that's going to be the next year or so of some really cool expansion in our life. Yeah. Other than that, how you doing, guys? How's life? I just heard, how much time do you have? I get that. How's life? Well, how long you want to talk about it, huh? Let's take 3 cards for the collective for this week's healing, please. This is June 9th to June 15th, 2025. I never say the year, but for some reason it was like, say that year. Maybe we're already starting to think out to next year, next June. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, a lot came out. How many just came out? Did we just get 1 bonus? Okay, 1 bonus. All right, so for those of you who are new, the messages come in really fast. So I do my very best to just show the cards first, prep for Reiki, and then we go with the flow. All right, wow. Powerful cards here, you guys. So we have the 6 of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Tower. Don't be scared. This actually feels like a really good tower. I'll explain what that means later. From my perspective, we have the Queen of Cups. And I'll show the bottom of the deck too, the High Priestess. Oh my gosh, guys, under that, the Sun. Okay, we got some loaded stuff already. Let's prep for Reiki. I always get ahead of myself, I know. It's good to get excited with your work, right? So take a moment to sit, lie down, just get really present with your body. I always want to encourage you to just really become present with your vessel. Try not to go off into the ether and get into a meditative state or really try to do anything. Instead, think mindfulness. Come into your body, give yourself the gift of your attention, feel the room around you, feel your feet on the ground or where you're sitting or where you're lying, okay? As you're breathing into your body, we're going to take a moment and thank the Reiki for all the healing that's about to take place for the collective. So I'm getting my times mixed up, but I think it was last week that I felt a lot of third eye pressure. I don't know why that word didn't want to come out. That's really interesting. A little bit of self-doubt, but it wasn't that was the root of it. We ended up kind of getting into the idea that our solar plexus and our sacral were kind of the root. And then the third eye started to clear. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I'm feeling a little bit of that pressure again. Okay, we're going to get into the chakras in a second. So let's talk about this tower, because so easily people can go tower and go, and I do not want you to be scared about this. Tower is really a perspective shift. It's a huge shift in how we look at things. Sometimes that's because something comes into our life that is harsh and abrupt and fast, and it causes us to have that shift in perspective. But this feels very internal. This feels very soul driven. It feels inward. It feels like it's really big to you, but it might not necessarily be chaos around you or things like that. It could be as small as someone saying something to you and it was just the right place, the right time, and it just caused something to click and ignite, and you're able to release something. Maybe it has to do with the upcoming full moon as well. We'll see when I do the next full moon reading if there's some parallels here. But okay, and then they're really wanting me to bring up these two at the same time. I'm feeling this really beautiful balance of divine feminine and masculine here. Wasn't that in last week's as well, guys? But it was a little different. It was kind of I believe it was fire, like King of Wands with the Empress. Is that right? Let me know if I'm wrong there. But it's kind of similar here. And what I'm feeling is this like grounded, earthly, um, inspired action, practical plane, but grounded is the main word here. You know, very much paired with this beautiful heart-led flow. And I'm getting patience with this Queen of Cups. Look at how she's looking over at him. And look at how both of them have their arms out in the same way. That's just, yeah, this feels really good. This feels like it could be a creative endeavor. It could be work related. It could also just be a perspective shift in how you're um, bringing yourself to the world a bit more. But really, what we're getting here is victory. We're getting celebration. We're getting the hard work that you've put in here is paying off. And then this is the third eye that I'm feeling. This is just the reminder. And remember, bottom of the deck is like overarching and also kind of under the surface subconscious energy. You know, what'll lead the way is for you to remember to just self trust, trust in your intuition. So this could be for everyone a little bit differently, but right now it's already just like clear as day. Whatever the story is for you, there's a deep, possibly abrupt perspective shift happening that is really opening your world to find a new balance. For some of you, this is about kind of like dropping your armor, dropping your swords, if you will, in order to let in support, love, help, whatever that might mean, like a healthy aspect of it. Maybe we've been used to, this might be just for some of you, it's just coming out. Maybe we've been used to chaos or drama. And it's not that we consciously want it, we're just kind of familiar with it, you know? And so when things start to get mundane, but they're actually not mundane, they're just kind of the middle, where our nervous system goes like, well, wait, I'm used to being in survival mode. There's something that's really shifting there for people on that storyline to where we can find the balance between honoring our emotions without being a slave to them and then coming into our groundedness, being able to collaborate with both. For some of you, this is a relationship. It doesn't have to be intimate, it could be a business partnership as well. People could be coming into business together. Maybe someone is a little bit more like earthly, while the other is a bit more emotional, watery, flowy, and you guys just have this really beautiful balance of coming together to create something new. And there's victory to be had in it. The only thing with this card sometimes that I always just want to give a reminder on is the shadow side of the Six of Wands is just a little bit of ego or arrogance. So just like a loving reminder that if you do have a big victory, definitely celebrate it. Absolutely celebrate it. But just, you know, be mindful. Be mindful of there's always a balance to be had. Trust me, I'm a self-love coach. You know, I want you to celebrate yourself. But if it gets to the point of ego-driven pursuits, you know, just be aware, be observant. But for the most part, you guys, all of this feels really good. And I'm starting to feel a bit of my solar plexus energy expanding now as I'm connecting with you. So that's a cue to tap in with the chakras. Let's see what's going on. I think a lot of you have just been receiving a lot of information, and it might just be into your subconscious. It could be your dreams. Yeah, I'm still just feeling that third eye pressure. That's really interesting. A lot of information coming in. We might not know how to piece it apart, or it could be very subconscious. And so we're just kind of, it's manifesting as like bodily fatigue. Is that sacral or root? Let me just sit with that for a second. So, I mean, it's really a little bit of both. They're neither are screaming at me. Maybe a little bit more of sacral. Solar plexus is honestly chakra wise, it's very similar to last week, but it's moving. It's moving. It's good. I want to start with that third eye. Okay, so take a nice big breath right into the middle of your brow. Try not to work too hard. You don't need to work at all when you receive Reiki if you're new here. Okay, just a loving reminder of that. Some of you might be more dominant in one than the other, right? And you're being encouraged to either just on your own, or perhaps you're learning from someone else to kind of find the balance. So, for example, if you are a very watery, naturally in tune with your emotions, deep feeler, you're being encouraged to find some grounding techniques. Go outside into nature, get your bare feet in the grass, touch a tree. Do things that tap you into your body more. So whether that's movement, stretching, it could be shaking the body, somatic practices. It could also be some nervous system regulation, like stimulating your vagus nerve with like humming as you're exhaling. That can be really grounding. And then for the opposite, if you are like a very grounded person, maybe you're just getting into the point of maybe getting into a little bit of overanalysis, or just like overly practical, like that's just where your mind goes. And it's time to kind of go with the flow more. So if it's you that's like, I had my schedule today and that was disrupted and that was disrupted and it's really bothering you, what's going to help you? Maybe for you, it's going out into nature and going near some water and feeling some cleansing water. Maybe take a bath, or like I call them empath showers. Get in the shower and just really imagine the water is flowing and clearing and cleansing all of the things that don't serve you off of you. Hmm. Yeah, or for those of you who identify more with the earthly aspect, different ways to process things. It could be journaling that helps you to then connect to your heart, because journaling is a um, very great tool for those who might be a little bit more mindset oriented, or cerebral or intellectually, oriented. So just some ideas. All right. Anything else with this third eye? Let's just kind of piece a few things out of here, because it could be very similar to last week where we just clear a bit and then the answers come in other places. Any more in the third eye for us? I just hear trying too hard, whatever that means to you. All right. Is there anything new here in the rest of the chakras? Where do we want to focus next? That opened up the crown a little more. Tinglies. Opened up the heart a little more. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm going to solar plexus next. Let's see what's going on. Last week it was about the solar and the sacral collaborating with each other, holding each other. And it was like very unified. One was not overpowering the other. We were being encouraged to really collaborate there. What's the solar plexus telling us right now? Is there something else to be released, or are we expanding? What's going on? I think something's continuing to be released. I think it has to do with this. Because I feel it. I feel that sensation of it kind of coming up heart, throat. Like tiny little bit of nausea. It doesn't feel like super icky, guys. I mean, we release things every day. And some of you already know exactly what it is. You don't need me to tell you. All right, so let's do a little bit in that solar plexus, taking nice big deep breaths into your diaphragm. Apologies, I just had an alarm go off. That was a little distracting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like making way, like this tower is giving a nice release to us. Create space to remember our power a little bit more. To remember that we don't have to do it all ourselves, and also for some of you, that there might be some other perspectives that could really benefit your journey. And you don't have to be the one that always comes up with the answer for you. If someone else gives you an idea and you're okay, the ego thing is coming up. If someone else gives you an idea and you're a little resistant to it because it's a little bit like, oh, shoot, why didn't I think of that? Or a little bit of a resistance, like it's not as empowering if it came from someone else. Do your very best to reframe that, because we learn from each other every single day. So rather reframe that into some gratitude, like, wow, oh, that's beautiful. Maybe I was too close to the situation and someone else was able to come in and just go like, hey, here's some loving guidance. Here's some words. Maybe it came, feeling not so loving and it was kind of harsh, but it was true, so whatever your story is, remember that we can just get little nuggets of wisdom absolutely anywhere. All right. And it doesn't have to all come from us. We are not meant to do it all ourselves. Okay, guys? We are meant to love ourselves through the process and then be grateful for the connection and the unity that we can find around us. All right. So I don't know how many people that was for, but that was clear. It could have just been for a small group of you. Okay. Yeah, this is beautiful, you guys. Let me know. Do you already consciously know what this perspective shift is? What's your tower right now? What's going on? Is it something that already happened and you're working through? Who are you in this? Are you the King of Pentacles? Are you the Queen of Cups? Or are you working on balancing those two things within yourself right now? What is going on in your life where the Six of Wands is coming up? Is there a little bit of a victory? Are we playing with a little bit of ego? Do we need a little humility, or is there something that you're being encouraged to celebrate and we're not, you know, trusting in ourselves a little bit more? Because man, is there happiness under that when we do that? All right, guys, this is beautiful. So let's take a final breath in together. And I'm really feeling just like a nice clearing white crystalline light with our breath. Okay, you can focus on any color you want, anything that could associate with a chakra, gold for that solar plexus, purple for that third eye, whatever you're feeling. And we're going to relax the body. We're going to breathe in slowly together, hold it at the top, and feel that breath coming into our system. Again, do your best to not work too hard. Try to really melt your body when you're doing this. So let's relax. Exhale just to get all the air out. Don't force it. Slow inhale in through the nose. Hold it at the top. Feel that white crystalline light come down through your crown. Feel the tingles. Feel it come into your body and fill up every single area that it needs to come into. Invite it in to bring healing, clearing, rejuvenating, whatever you need. Try to just kind of gently squeeze it in a little bit to hold that power. And okay, I just heard you are navigating the way. Navigate the way. You're navigating the light. Okay, beautiful. Let's take an exhale. Push out what doesn't serve you. Good empowering there. I mean, like taking responsibility for your own path, taking responsibility for your own healing. And with that is taking responsibility for the receiving of others' wisdom. That is for some of you. Okay. Others could mean spirit. Others could, it could mean anything. It could be your dog. Maybe your dog is giving you wisdom right now. It could be anything. Yeah, beautiful. Really beautiful, guys. So let's take a moment. We're going to lock your energy up nice and tight into your solar plexus chakra. We're going to say what's mine is mine. What does not serve me, kindly stay out. We're not putting on armor. We're not guarding. Okay. Picture it like a soft golden bubble around you that's very buoyant. You can invite things in, but things that don't serve you are just going to bounce off that bubble. Okay. You have the power. You have the power to burst that bubble right now when you walk away. Let in whatever doesn't serve you. And you also have the power to set the intention to maintain it. Okay. Yeah. That's beautiful. It's about your own. See, like accountability and responsibility feel almost like harsh words, like you're not doing that and you're not taking that responsibility. I think you're more so just being given that loving reminder that you have the power and that you can just choose, right? So you can choose to hear advice and then be like, nah, I'm good. And you can choose to go, what can I take from that? Even if it's a small percentage. Some of you have not collaborated with others like at all. And there's a new thing coming in that's like, this is new and different. How am I going to do this? And some of you, this is just about balancing the divine feminine and sacred masculine energies within you. And if that's new to you, check out my videos on masculine and feminine energies. If you check out, I have a playlist of like self-love talks. There's one in there about the foundations of that. Okay, guys, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you're finding this supportive. Please like the video. Please share with someone who you think it would support. And I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't yet. Join this amazing community of beautiful souls. I've been enjoying you guys so much. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how this resonated. Continue to let me know how you're feeling about the layout of the healings. I'm feeling really good right now about how kind of everything is going to be starting to flow a little bit differently. I'm really loving hearing from all of my fellow empaths, highly sensitive people, recovering perfectionists, all of that. But if you don't identify with those things, that's fine. Welcome. Reiki is for all. But it's really cool to kind of see how many of you are out there. That is a lot of the work that I do, specifically in my coaching. So all of the information for that work I do is down below. You can check out my website, go all the way from deep dives if you're looking for some big transformation, specifically in the self-love, kind of spiritual connection front. Wherever that is manifesting in your life, we always come back to that self-love. I have deep embodied healing intensives for those of you who also want to incorporate movement regimens, supportive nervous system regulation techniques, all sorts of things. And then my community, Equilibrium. It is a $44 a month membership, and it is a self-love and spiritual school. We are chatting so profoundly on our 24/7 community chat, and then we meet once a month. If you're wanting to, get with Soul Tribe and like-minded souls, and you identify as those empaths, highly sensitives, recovering perfectionists, that group is totally for you. Okay, that one's really awesome. So check out the link for that down below. I also have a lot of free resources down there as well. If you have any questions at all, I always check my email, so you can feel free to send me one there. All right, guys, I just feel like I can continue to clear into your energy and pull and all the things. Yeah. Lastly, if you're feeling the call to Reiki, I am not announcing dates currently for trainings. I'm just having people join a wait list. So you can find the Reiki tab on my website and just put your email in there. And it lets me know that you're interested in starting that journey at level 1 and 2. The virtual trainings are incredibly powerful. I am a huge advocate of more distance work so that we can get more unity consciousness, connect with each other more from afar, because it is such a powerful tool to do so. And it doesn't deplete you in the process. In fact, it rejuvenates and grounds and balances all. It's so beautiful. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. I hope you're finding this supportive. Check out that Gemini season video, and depending on what day this is that you're watching, check out the full moon in Sagittarius healing that's coming up soon, or might already be out. And I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.